You might want to mute yourself.
I am muted.
You won't be when you go back in. You weren't muted when you came in just now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. Before I bring in my wonderful guest, let me introduce my co-host, the love of my life, that guy at the end of the bar, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
Hello. Tonight I'm the guy hiding behind my monitor, and I'm really just drinking water, but it's got a cherry pomegranate flavor to it. Drinking it out of a big stein, too.
Yeah, it's like he's been pretty much drinking like a gallon of water a day over the last couple of days just to make sure he's really hydrated.
Yeah, so I can drink alcohol tomorrow.
As I'm drinking my, what's that, Meyer Sparkling Water Berry. And I am half blind tonight, everyone. I discovered by accident that an eyeshadow I've been using actually has little pieces of glitter in it that I was totally unaware of until my left eye started hurting. And when I took my contact out and then looked to see if I had like an eyelash or something, I saw these little sparkles. And I'm like, where'd the glitter come from? So, yeah, I only have one contact lens in. So if I'm a little slow to read comments, I'm actually trying to put that over on Troy so that he reads comments because I'm sure I'm going to be squinting at the screen a lot. But I will be saying hello to the chat in just a moment. And I was trying to say hello to somebody, and yeah, you can see I'm squinting. There we go. There's somebody I really had to say hello to. So, without further ado, let me bring in the lovely and talented Maria with Tea and Telly. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
Let me unmute myself. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. And I am actually sipping from my camera cup. And
Right.
I'm drinking lemonade.
Oh.
Been really thirsty lately, so I've been drinking a lot myself. So I'm a sucker for sweet tea. But I thought I would go easy on the sweet tea, and so I'm doing lemonade.
Mix the two together and have a Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, there you go.
I see my name in caps there. That must be the peach.
That's peach. Yeah, exactly. Hey there.
Yeah.
Play the sweet lady Myst and Connie and everybody. Saying hello.
It's like, yeah, we got more people trickling in, so it's like I'm trying to say hi. And so for you, those of you who have just come in, I'm half blind, so it's really hard for me to read comments. I can kind of, sort of read them. But if I miss anyone, I do apologize, because I know I always drop my hi sweeties for everyone. Before we get too much into the stream, let me say hello to the chat. First up was Lady Myst.
Very much
sweetie?
first, yes.
I said
She was almost an hour early.
Yeah, she was here at 8:34.
Nope, I'm seeing one at 8:08.
Oh, okay. So that other one must have dropped off.
Yeah.
And then we have Connie Cleary saying hello. And that last call guy, he's really familiar. He's
Howdy.
in a lot of my chats.
Yes, I am.
And there's that Netters Network person. Curtis Selby, how you doing, sweetie? Deleted scenes, hi, sweetie.
Did you miss Big Al?
I didn't come to him yet. Or I know he's further down, so I will definitely say hello to him when I get there again. Delete scenes. JPRPH1, how you doing, sweetie? Samuel Proctor, how you doing, sweetie? Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna friend you back or follow you back, Lester, because I just saw that. So back.
Together we grow.
Exactly. This is why I do Thursday things, so that I have people come on. You get to know more about them. Then they tell two friends. Then they tell two friends, and so on and so on. We have
Inspiration TV. Hey PJ, how you doing?
Hey PJ, followed by Orville Nation.
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
Let's see. Did I say hi to Jesse Guajardo? How you doing, sweetie?
And I didn't hear you say Samuel Proctor, but you may have done.
Yeah, I did say Samuel Proctor. He was just before PJ.
Yep. Okay.
And I know there's a Big Al in here. There's Big Al. He's having a virgin limoncello.
Yeah, lemonade. Yep. That's what he calls lemonade, a virgin limoncello, which I suppose it kind of is. That's exactly right.
And I couldn't remember if I got Connie Clary, so there's Connie Clary. And just for Troy. Hi, Samuel Proctor.
Yep. And, wait, it jumped on me. Mike with Sci-Fi Chatter.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome. Let's see. So, scrolling. I think I'm at the bottom of my chat now. Okay, so I can stop squinting at my screen.
Yes.
So, if any...
I will let you know if anyone else stops it.
Okay. So, Maria.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think it was about... it was last year sometime. You and Troy were having a contest on who can reach 1,000 subs first.
Yeah,
it was 2 years ago? Okay.
Yeah.
And you took off like a rocket. And it's like, oh my goodness. So tell us, what have you been doing? What do you have in the works? Because, I mean, that's incredible. You just shot
I
almost
still
overnight.
insist that it's because she's way better looking than I am. I look like a horse's backside, and she looks like Maria.
Well, Maria is beautiful.
She is.
Well, thank you. So are you, honey. I was saying before the show, I'm like, look, I'm going all casual tonight because I'm tuckered out and I can barely comb my hair. If I were to take this thing down, you'd be like, whoa. I put it back.
Maria, that literally, you don't even realize what you're saying. That literally proves our point. If you could just be casual, I'm not going to do anything, and you look this good, you're rocking it, girl.
Never. Okay, I'm going to scare you guys. Look, watch. This is what I did before the show. I was like, I couldn't tame my hair. It's all over the place.
Now, in the movies, music starts playing and stuff. And
then you do the slow.
Yeah, exactly. It all moves in slow motion. It's like, I mean, yeah, we're getting likes and shares and stuff just from that.
I'm doing cash tonight. Okay?
That's like, I'm sure a lot of people in chat don't realize I have very long hair. So my hair,
there
we go. It goes down, in the back it goes down to my waist.
Yep.
So it's like, I have really long hair.
And I'm bald.
Everyone knows you're bald, but no one ever really sees me on stream. So it's like, I have really long hair. It's waist length. And I did the bangs on a whim. I just got kind of tired of them. They were like down to here. Because for some reason my bangs will get down to about here and then stop. And I was looking going, I wonder what they would look like shorter. And I know I've done them shorter before. And Tori always says, you're going to hate them. And I will cut them and go, remind me not to do this again.
And I do every time and you still don't listen to me.
But the bangs are cute. I was considering getting some myself, but my hair is trained to go this way. If I try to do bangs, it would probably be in every direction. But I actually...
There are ones that you can just kind of put in, I think they call them wiglets. It's just bangs, and then you can just kind of, the combs kind of go back at your hair so you have bang, so you can see what you look like. I have one, but it's too light colored. It's like a platinum blonde, and I'm not platinum.
Samuel Proctor is encouraging me by saying, "But you have a goatee, Troy. That's something." Yeah,
Yes.
I'm thinking about letting the goatee grow really, really long and then combing it up over my head. And Curtis Selby says, Maria, the video edit with Somewhere in Time was beautiful. And he's absolutely right, it was. I was sharing that out. I was completely blown away by that. That was just amazing. Guys, get over to Maria's channel. If for no other reason, check out that song she sings on there. It's just absolutely beautiful. That just went up this past week.
And if one of my lovely blue wrenches can drop the link to Maria's channel in the chat, that'd be great. It is down in the description below, but I still want it in the chat as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I tell you, it's been a really nice blessing to get the feedback on it there, because singing has been, I was, like some people would say, you were born with a microphone in your hand. Not that I thought it was great, just that I always wanted to sing, and I've been singing since I was 5. And then I damaged my vocal cords.
Oh.
When the doctor told me that my vocal cords were damaged, I bawled my head off, because I was like, but I love singing. Yeah. And I never really wanted to go into it to be this star, because I do it because that's how I communicate, express myself. Music is such a big thing for me. It's been passed through many generations of my family. My great grandfather would pack a house with audience when he played his guitar and sang. And I have an uncle who home makes guitars, and he was a singer, and so it was a big thing. So when the doctor looked at it and he's like, yeah, you damaged your vocal cords, I was like, oh my God, no, please. That's what I love to do. And it meant a lot when I would sing, and I sang from here, and people would cry and stuff because they could feel the song. I thought that I lost a part of myself, and I thought, who am I now if I can't sing? So I was afraid to put this song out. I've held it onto it for a while, but every time I took a listen to it, I'm like, oh my God, there's mistakes in it, and my voice isn't strong enough. So I was afraid to put it out, and I thought, you know what? I want to just do it, just because I know that I can be my own worst critic. We all are our own worst critics. So I did, and I was very surprised. I know some people, they'll be like, let's support Maria. It sounds horrible, but we'll just say, we love it. Hey, that's okay. Didn't lie to me. No, I'm just kidding. But to get the feedback has been really good, because it meant a lot. Because I really was fearful that I would never be able to sing again. And I still have to work with a voice coach to get it back more in shape, but hopefully I can.
Well,
get it. And I did pin the link to the song to the top of the chat. And while you're there, if you haven't already, make sure you
subscribe. Maria, if I can encourage you with some great words from, frankly, from 2 other great female singers. Kathy Mattea, you got to sing like you don't need the money. Love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. It's got to come from the heart if you want it to work. And of course, Karen Carpenter. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song.
That's true.
When it comes to your singing, keep those 2 songs in the back of your mind and use them as a mantra.
That's true. I mean, I just I know how hard people can be, and I always had to tell myself, the more you grow, the more I have to prepare myself for those that are, they're not everybody. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and and that's okay. But it's because we're human, we tend to still, we can still get a little bit like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was kind of preparing myself for that.
Yeah, you gotta be able to look past the negatives. Remember that when people come at you, being negative, oftentimes it's just because that's who they are. They are negative people. They want to bring other people down to make themselves feel better. And look, you're absolutely right. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but as long as enough people enjoy what you're doing, the others don't really matter, right? Which I guess is, I want to say it's easy for me to say. It's not easy for me to say, but it's easier for me to say because growing up, I've talked, on my channel a lot about the performance that I've done, live stage performances, singing, so forth. And I grew up with a mom that was so critical. Really my whole family was very, very critical. But when it's your mom being that critical, it's like, you really do feel like, okay, there's nobody on my side. But as I've gone through and, the audience applauds for you, you got your fans, so to speak. And then, I marry Netter and she's like my number one cheerleader, but she is not like, everything you do is beyond reproach. She also is like, yeah, no, maybe never do that song again. That one is just not in your range. That gives some credibility to, okay, when she says it's good, it's probably good. I may not think it's good, but I know I can rely on that,
Well, that's good. That's love right there because, it is hard to tell somebody that you love and care about if something doesn't work.
Yeah.
But then when you tell somebody you love and care about that something's good and you say it over and over again, they tend to not believe you because they're going to be like, is she just saying that to make me happy? And you're just like, no, you want to be honest with them so they don't get embarrassed later.
That's right. You're not doing them any favors if you're not honest with them. What? Look, look at PJ. PJ does this with us. He'll tell us, hey, that's great, or you know what, you really need to be doing more of this, or you know what, you really got to stop doing that.
Yes.
And this, I'll tell you what, and this is why, PJ, I'm like, okay, if PJ says it, I may not right away do it, but I'm definitely going to think about it because it's probably decent advice,
Mm-hmm. Free what's on the screen.
Great, Troy. Now I feel guilty making fun of your Samuel Proctor, I wasn't going to call you out. But you know what? Look, you're giving me crap about my singing is I feel coming from a good place. You are one of those, in quotes, fans. I don't like using that term, but, I'm just saying it because you guys know what I mean when I say it. And I know it's coming from a place of love. At least I'm going to believe that's the case. And, and you're right. I know I'm not that great, and it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And look, there is nothing wrong with if I start singing on a stream, go ahead and, turn the sound down or maybe mute it until you can see that I stopped singing, come back afterwards. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, it's like I've told so many other YouTubers, when the true randos, people you don't know, show up in your comment section or giving you crap, play into it. You know why? Because it's all engagement. The algorithms don't know the difference. So you just say things that get them riled up so they come back and they say more. Don't block people. Unless it gets like it can bring your channel down or something like that.
Yeah, right.
But I actually want a clip of Troy singing for Super Chat. Look, I've been thinking about that. Look, I'm hijacking your channel. I'm sorry. Real quick, let me just respond to PJ on this. I've been thinking about this, right? And I've been struggling because and JPRPH1 and Maria, actually. I owe you both songs for buying me drinks, and I haven't done it yet for a couple reasons. First, I've had some guests on that I wanted to, not, interrupt their flow. But also, every single time since the first of the year that I sing a song on stream, it gets a copyright claim. And it's like, look, I know that I'm not monetized, so it really doesn't matter. But if I'm going to become monetized, they're going to look back at these streams and whatnot. So I think going forward, that's going to become part of the membership tiers. You're a certain level. You can request a song. I'll sing the song and then make that portion of it go private or unlisted, I should say.
Or only do that on Rumble.
Or only do it on Rumble or something like that. Yeah, it'll be something like that. So yeah. And
I saw Sashi and Lawrence Knight come into the chat. If there's anyone else I missed, said I am half blind tonight, so if I missed anybody, I do apologize.
Yep.
So,
I'm sorry.
What would you say is the show that you did that got like the most attention? There's always that one where it's like everyone really loved this one, and I don't get it.
It's the ones you least expect. You're like,
yeah.
The ones with the lawn always do well. Of course,
Yeah.
I think the one I did with her ended up getting like, I think 14,000 views or something like that. I can't remember, but there was a few of them that we did on that. And then there's some that were super awesome that I think need a little bit more exposure because they were so good. And then at that time, though, when I was interviewing some of the people from the Orville,
yeah,
it was awesome to have them on there because I wasn't where I am now, obviously. And it was so touching that they came on my channel when I only had like, maybe 15, or 2,000 people. Subscribers at the time, and they said yes, and I was like, really? Because I'm just little. So I think I want to bring those back to have people revisit those because those were fun, and I think when they do, they'll probably gain a little bit momentum like they should have. But I like the one I did with the actor Brian. And he's such a sweetheart. He's been so busy lately. I want to bring him back because he's been doing a lot of movies, and I think when we spoke last, he was doing the zombie one. What's it called?
Of course, I'm thinking Walking Dead.
Yes.
That's one.
That was it? Okay.
Yeah, so he was in that one. He was doing that one, I think, when we were talking about his other film that he had put out. But he's been writing and directing as well, but I want to bring him. But I thought that was so fun that we did s'mores live. Like I'd never had a s'more before, like ever.
Really?
So he's like, really? I said, let's do it. And so it was nice. It was so awesome that we did. I had a candle. We made s'mores live, and I'm all eating it. And I got s'mores everywhere. Nobody told me they were messy.
Just the marshmallowy part, really, because it's still sticky, so it stretches. And
you figure marshmallow and chocolate melted, it's gonna get a little messy. But I'm sitting here trying to be all ladylike.
Sometimes the best things in life are a little bit messy.
They are.
Just saying.
A little bit hot and messy, yes. Yeah. But that was good. And then interviewing. What's his name from the Orville, the one who plays with the blue bubble. I can't believe I forgot his name. He was lots of fun as well, and I want to bring that out. But I don't know. I guess I've done so many. I know that I'm preparing my 30th, my 30,000, and I'm gonna have one of my friends on who I've been friends with since MySpace. Raise your hand if you remember that.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay, I actually never did MySpace.
Did you?
I did, well, Facebook, of course. And
I had a MySpace page and literally never did anything with it.
You know why I loved it though? I didn't go on there to be all chit chatty and meet people. It was the fact that you could make your page so awesome. Like you could put
Yeah,
songs on
do
it, and
whatever
you
you
could
want.
design
Yeah,
it. You could do, yeah. You got Twitter that you can put a banner up, but it's which is great. But it didn't let you customize it the way MySpace did. So anyway, I met him from there, and he's the sweetest guy in the world. He's I had him on once before. He's the magician,
hmm
and he did a movie and stuff. So he's got a couple movies that he directed and put out and stuff. But he's gonna do some live magic for me for my
Wow.
30,000 subscriber party.
That will be cool.
So yeah, I wanted to do something kind of fun. But
Lawrence
I
Knight
wanted you
makes
guys to get to know him because he is such an awesome guy.
Lawrence Knight makes a great point. He said you'd get copyright claim today for what you could do all the time on MySpace. He's right. He's absolutely right about that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy. It's gotten
he
just
is.
absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it's like
Hmm.
YouTube will likes to strike you if you say your name.
It's not likes. It's they literally have robots doing it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
There is no intelligence engaged at all, and it's absolutely skewed towards the companies. They don't care about the individuals. They really don't. You know, but
yeah. There's a lot of people who have huge channels that are saying that they're struggling with some things, and sometimes they want to go a different direction, but they
Yeah.
can't because they're afraid of the algorithm and everything, and it's scary, which is
I
why. Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead. You're probably going to say what I was thinking.
I was going to say no, which is why I'm excited that I started out by having different subjects under my channel. Like, I call it Tea and Telly. So if you see it, which I'm still trying to organize it, it says something, it almost says like channel one, channel two, channel four, channel whatever. And each channel has the different things I do. One
Sure.
channel is for cooking, one channel's for the baby,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
channel's for, so it gives me that. So they're not going to freak out if I do some of this because I'm doing different
Sure.
content all the time and not just doing one thing. And I don't think that you should be penalized for wanting to step out and do something a little different. And people are, and it's kind of crazy, actually.
I think that's probably why my channel is eclectic, and it's that way on purpose. So I do Thursday things. So my live streams are Thursday things, and the Saturday night rewatches every other week. But then when I put up content, I put up my vids. They are on product demonstrations. They're makeup things. They're so some are a little girly, but then there's also the other helpful hints. So like I have one up on a quick easy way to put on a pillowcase, which also works for duvet covers, by the way.
I don't even know what a duvet
How to
is.
it's never mind. How to fold a fitted sheet. People really seem to like that one because apparently no one knows how to fold a fitted sheet. So I bit the bullet. I watched a video and then I followed it so that real people could figure out how to fold a fitted sheet. But my channel is eclectic that way. So it's like, if this one thing doesn't appeal to you, my other vid might. Like, I've got ones on 3D printing. Some people are really into that, so they'll look for those vids. So by keeping it, for me at least, keeping it eclectic, I've got something for everybody. You'll find
Right.
something you like.
Yeah. I mean, it is nice to have that because I can do everything from my Zen stuff, teaching people how to meditate, doing this and that, and then switch over to building a computer, and then just a little bit of everything. But in a nutshell, my channel, it was designed to entertain, if that's possible, but also be informative and fun. Like something on there is going to help you in one way, shape, or form. And I wanted to be honest about certain things. And I have been afraid to make videos or talk about things that haven't worked in a product. For example, like if there was a computer part that was just not right, I've been kind of like, I don't want to go on there yet and say this company needs a little work because it's horrible. And I think it's because, I do want to be honest, and I think I'll get to that point. But I was always kind of afraid to even ask PJ. I would tell him, I don't know if I can, I don't want to do anything negative right now. I'm not big enough to lose people. I was always afraid to lose people if I did or said something that they didn't like or something like that. But I think, somebody said, Maria, you're an influencer now. You can influence people. That means that if somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, you can influence that. And I have seen people do that with their influence, and it's been amazing. And at some point, I will get there myself.
I haven't thought about that before, but you always do this. You do a review or something like, what are those online reviews? The whatever, you go and you
like
do,
Amazon or something.
Well, Amazon has their own proprietary ones, but you could do ones for local businesses. You can do whatever.
Yelp.
Shoot. Yelp.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. And I just realized that I do those all the time without even thinking about it. Mm-hmm. But I could totally do a video and then just drop a link to the video into the review and just say, okay, I just lit this one up. Check it out.
It's like I did a review on, I was doing a makeup thing, and in the middle of it I said, I'm going to pause to rant. And I talked about a company that I got a product from that wasn't working for me. Their site said they had quick, easy returns. But when I went to their site and I clicked on the button for the return, it's like, okay, there's a form to fill out. So I started filling out the form, got to the bottom to go to and then there's like next. So I hit next. And then it's like, do you want to exchange the product for something else or buy more product? But nothing about continuing the return. So it's like, well, I don't want to exchange and I don't want to buy anything else. I just want to return this. So it's like, well, maybe I missed something at the beginning. So I started over. Brought it right back to the same thing again. I'm like, what the heck? So after trying this like 3 times, thinking I must be missing something, I contacted the company. They sent me the exact same link. I'm like, this is not working for me. I ended up getting into a chat finally with them, which was hard to find, and saying, look, I don't want to exchange. I don't want to buy anything else. I just want to return this. How do I do the return? Can you give me RA number, something, so I can return this?
Yeah.
The lady understood my frustration because it's like, it doesn't take me anywhere. The link does not take me to actually returning. And she finally said, oh yeah, I'll take care of that for you. You can keep the product. You don't have to return it. We'll refund you however much it was. And it was something kind of pricey too. It was something like over $20 for this product. And I normally don't spend that much on makeup, but it was considered to be really good. So I was like, well, let me try it. And so it was like, and it was for my under eye circles, because it's like, if any of y'all have ever seen me in my videos without makeup, I've got really dark under eye circles. And so I keep looking for things to cover them, and this was supposed to be really good. What was that, honey?
It's because I keep you up all night.
And I said it wasn't working for me, but I had to go through 3 times going through trying to return it on their site, 1 time going through an email, clicking on the link that brought me back to the same thing, finally getting into a chat before I can return get a refund because they told me to keep it. But it's like, this is not quick, easy returns. And I mentioned that in my rant. It's like, they're quick, easy returns. We're not quick and easy, Yeah. So I had that rant in the middle. And it's like, if you're buying anything, they might have really great products. I don't know, because it's the only thing I got from them. But I will not ever buy from them again because of this experience. So I let people know that.
Yeah, I am gonna start doing a little bit more of those because if I care about my viewers, I don't want them to get like ripped off or suckered in or something like that.
Yeah,
So I've been collecting a lot of videos over time of products that I've been using and sampling, and to see how easy customer service is and everything else. And I found some that were horrid and stuff, and I thought, you know what? I want people to know. Don't don't give them your money. Um, because there's also things that people haven't done is read the fine print. If you do buy something from a particular company, sometimes without knowing it, you are actually agreeing for them to charge you for some other type of service. So a month later you end up with like $100 charge over something. Like, what is this? Well, you agreed to it. When did I agree to that? So there are little things I do want to warn people about, and so I am going to get to that point to do that because I think it's important to if nobody says anything, then these companies are going to continue to do it.
exactly.
So I do want to use my influence um, to not allow people to or companies to rip off anybody,
There's
elder especially.
my favorite concealer. I still use it, although I'm having a really hard time finding it now. I think they discontinued it. It's called Master Camo, and it's a pink shade. And one of my other makeup ones, I said, I'm opening this new one up, and I'm going to show you how weird this thing is. Normally when you get a new product that you have to turn the bottom to make the product come up, it's 5 to 10 turns, and you can see the product. You know, this one I counted, and I've had varied results. One time I did it, I had turned it 30 times. Another time I had to do it 68 times
Oh
to
my
get the
god.
product up. It's like, what the heck? Why is it taking so long to do this? And then I just saw recently somebody did a review on it. They actually took the thing apart, and there was very little product in the actual
Oh,
container. And it's like,
yeah.
okay, so when they're filling these at whichever factory, they're not filling them all the way. It's like a tiny blob on the bottom because they're also running out really fast. And it's like, why are these running out so fast? Well, I'm turning it up a lot, so that's
Yeah.
part of it. But there's not really a lot of product in there. So I am actually looking for a new um, concealer. If anyone has
Now, girl,
suggestions and it's not expensive.
I, I
Right.
actually can help in that department. I'm not a
Yes.
makeup kind of person, but there's a few things that I have found that have been fabulous. But I am the kind who likes to do the natural thing, like instead of concealing it, how to get rid of it naturally. And because I used to have that problem with because I stressed a lot and I didn't sleep a lot and stuff, so I started getting the bags under the eyes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I did a lot of research, I did a lot of things. So I found things and products that will actually get rid of it. And you don't have to worry about concealing it. But if you do want to conceal it, I do have some things. So I'll have to discuss that with you later.
Okay, I'm down with that. We might have to
Yeah.
have you back on. We just talk about makeup,
A makeup stream,
Really
a
yeah.
makeup
good.
steam. Yeah.
Speaking of makeup, oh my gosh, I'm sorry to go through. I cannot believe, and I bet these men would approve, would agree with me on this. I've been seeing on Facebook, is it Facebook a lot? I don't, um, these little videos, these little shorts that are going out from these women who are putting on. This has to be a joke. Tell me if it's a joke. They take this big giant, looks like a big sponge, and they
Mhm.
put like what looks like 2 tons of foundation on it, and then they actually put it on their face. They cover their entire face with it, and then they start doing this lines here with it, and it looks like they're doing something for Halloween until they start
Oh,
blending it to make it look all like real natural makeup. It's like I didn't have to do that. I just like do 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 do. Let's go. And these girls, literally put on like half a bottle of foundation, and they mac it on, and then they start drawing lines here and there to make their nose look smaller and their
Yeah.
What the? Is
so
that scary?
I can speak to that. Yeah. And okay, this is probably where we're going to get a lot of thumbs down. We're going to get a lot of people leaving the stream, but it's absolutely the truth. The folks that really know that style of makeup are people in theater and men who make themselves up to be women. They are excellent at this.
That's great.
It is contouring. It is, yes, it is very thick, very expensive makeups. If there are videos on YouTube on how to do it, I haven't sought after them because the kind of makeup yes, I do makeup myself, but it's a very, very different kind of makeup.
Yeah,
the kind of makeup I do is the Star Trek and Orville type makeup with the appliances and stuff like that. And there is
kind of stuff I expect. Yeah,
there is some crossover and there are some skills, but. No, there's a gal on YouTube. I hope that's not offensive. Have I offended anyone by using the old archaic term gal? She's a female person, okay? A younger person. She's a gal, okay? She does all these different costumes. Like, my boyfriend said he really liked this female character. So, and then as she's talking, she's doing exactly like you said, doing the contours and the this and the that, and then she does the hair and the costume. And by the time she's done, she looks like someone completely different. And
well, see, that's my point. Is
yeah.
For everyday makeup. I think that's a bit overboard, and it makes me sad to think that women are so unhappy with themselves that they have to draw themselves a different nose or draw themselves, bigger lips or do anything to make themselves look like not them. When they start out in the video, I think they're lovely. Makeup, nothing wrong with it. You want, blush to bring out your cheeks, whatever. To enhance your beauty is what I love. To enhance it. But not to make yourself look completely different. Because if you're trying to snag a man and he sees that and he does not realize how much stuff you have on to make it look that way, girl, you're going to have to take that off at some point. And then he's going to be like, who are you? Wake up in the morning and be like, I didn't go to bed with you.
Yeah, so do you remember that movie? I think it was Harlem. Was it Harlem Nights? I can't remember. Guy goes home with this girl and... he thinks she's... And the fact is, what's funny about it is the actress, she was on TV at the time. She was a very attractive woman, just as she was. But she was all dolled up and everything. And she's got... I got a surprise for you. You know these breasts that you've been looking at all night? And she pulls out the cutlets and hands them to him. Oh, this backside that you got was so great. And she pulls out the stuffing there. And then, she's like... and then this leg is artificial, and then the hair and the wig and the eyelashes, and he's like, ah!
Honey, bring the tone down. You're loud.
Sorry.
I know, but that's what I'm talking about. Is that you don't like? Who did I see in the chat talking about not being a fan of being deceptive? Yeah. I think it's wrong to show a man this, this particular image that you have this plump booty and these big thing girls and whatnot, and your nose is really that small and whatever, and then you have to take it off, and it's just not. It's, to me, I do look at it as you're being deceptive, because that's not you. And there's nothing wrong. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup and theater makeup. Absolutely. I think it's awesome. Those people are fabulous at doing what they do to make somebody look a certain way or a part or whatever. I think they're awesome, but not for everyday use. And I think women should let people see their natural beauty, and it just saddens me to think that they feel like they have to do that. But what I want to know is who told them that? Did men tell them that, or did they tell themselves that, or did other women tell them that?
I'm thinking other women were like, oh, we need to do this so we look more beautiful for our men. This is my regular everyday makeup. I don't do anything special. I don't even wear mascara unless it's a special occasion. It's like, this is it. I wear very
Well,
little
you're
makeup.
beautiful.
I think
You
it's
know.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. Is it men? Is it women? Is it? Yes, yes, it is. Especially now, as you're surfing around on the interwebs and whatnot, and you're seeing all the girls doing their TikToks and their fan sites and their all this kind of stuff, and but this isn't anything new. It's just so in your face and constant all the time. But it was always true. From the golden era of Hollywood, television, all of this stuff, you would see an ideal, and actually, I think I'm selling it short. I think it goes even before Hollywood. I mean, there was it was stage. It was who you saw on the street. It was, you always went out putting your best foot forward. You wanted to look as good as possible. And we tend to think of it in terms of women trying to attract men, but it's men trying to attract women, or if you go a certain way, trying to attract someone else of the same gender, maybe. I am not judging, but it's not even just that. People judge you by the way you look. That is, God bless you, that is just human nature.
Yeah,
and there have been tons of studies talking about how people will get jobs, people will get better pay, not because the person that they're interviewing with is, attracted to them, wants to date them, anything like that. It's just you get a positive mental attitude by someone like that. I want to say hello to Gary Ambrosia.
Yes.
Wow. Welcome, Gary. So good to see. I know you're not here for me. I know you're here for the pretty ladies, but nonetheless, it still fires me up to see him here.
Gary,
There's an article.
Gary, okay?
There's an article, or not an article, but a video I watched yesterday. This woman was talking about how she went for a job interview, and it was something she really wanted, but she didn't wear any makeup because she's like, she didn't feel like putting on, but her hair was nice. She's wearing a nice suit and all that. She just didn't have any makeup on. She had like a little bit of lip gloss on. That was it. And she went through the interview. They seemed to like her. She answered all their questions. She was spot on with everything. But when then they sent her an email letting her know she didn't get the job, and so she asked for feedback. And they're like, we didn't feel that you really presented yourself well physically because she didn't wear makeup. And she's like, well, why do I have to wear makeup if guys don't? A guy can walk into an interview with no makeup, and he gets the job. Why do I have to wear makeup to get a job?
But how he's dressed is going to make a big difference. And if he doesn't know how to dress, look, bigger guys, and look, I've been there. I am there. You need to know how to dress for your size.
Yeah.
Not to make yourself look like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day. Okay, so let's say The Rock today. Or Jason Momoa, but just slender out certain areas and bulk up some areas. And you dress for your size.
Or Gary Ambrosia.
Yeah. I don't look anything like Gary Ambrosia. He's a good-looking guy. Like I said earlier in the stream, I look like a horse's backside. But underneath the hair, not even straight on. But seriously, it's and we get so offended because we have this ideal of the way things ought to be. But this is what I've always told the kids: however you think things ought to be, you're going to be much happier if you deal with the way things am. I use bad grammar for humor's sake, but it's just deal with things the way life is, because the fact is, regardless of what your ideals are, because of what our society says we should be like, Mother Nature has had millions of years to make us how we actually are.
Yeah.
You can't fight that. It just is the way it is, right?
Well, I think it is important to come into an interview at your best, because that doesn't mean that they're judging you on your look so much, but what I believe is that they're looking to see how much care put into yourself.
Exactly.
and everything else. So to me, it is important to not walk in with your rubber slippers and and whatever.
Exactly.
I think it is important because you're going to see that you're representing the company, and why would they want to hire somebody who's not representing the company maybe in the best way?
Well, look, there's all these memes, of the Gen Xers, the Gen Zers, and whatnot, with the facial piercings and the tattoos all over their heads and stuff. And I can't get a job. I don't know why. Well, gee, I wonder. You make choices, and I'm sorry, you will be judged by those things. Mm-hmm. And no, it's like I'm sorry. The chat's going by really fast today. Lawrence Knight said, I was a hiring manager. I was pissed when a guy, he was angry, not drunk, when a guy showed up wearing faded blue pants and a tie-dyed shirt expecting a job. Look, when it comes right down to it and you're trying to decide who to hire for a position, those are things you must consider. I know that's a radical concept to the younger generation today, but when everything else is considered, I look at their experience, I look at, the grades, I look at the background check, I look at all that other stuff. If all other things are equal, what else am I going to judge on other than how they look? You start getting down to these kinds of granular things.
Lady V says, I have piercings, but I take them out for work, cover the tats too.
There you go. Yeah. And I've known a lot of people that have done that. I'll tell you what, I've had coworkers. I didn't know they had tats until I saw them outside of work. I was like, I had no idea. Sometimes with makeup every day they would cover them. Well, God bless them. That was a choice they made, and a choice they make every single day. Good on you.
And when I was job hunting, I actually did a video, so y'all could go back and look on my channel, on like resumes and interviewing, because at the time I had literally just finished an interview that morning for the company I'm working for now, so I'm really excited there. I've been there 3 years now, love the place. But it's like I was talking about, how do you dress for an interview? How do you present yourself for an interview? Because even with those cattle calls where it's a big job fair, if you show up in blue jeans and a t-shirt just to give out your resume, they're looking at you going, if you're dressing like this for an interview, right, and you're presenting yourself this way for an interview, how are you going to present yourself in the company with clients? Mm-hmm. And if you're this sloppy now, how sloppy you're going to be at work or with your work? Mm-hmm. So, I talk about that too.
When I was in college, I had our instructor made us go through an entire class just to learn the interview. It was that important.
Yeah.
Everything from body language, everything from how hard or soft to do your handshake. I mean, it was unbelievable. We went through every motion, every detail, and I tell you what, every job I've ever applied for, I've always been offered. And I have told people a few tricks on what to say to get that job, because it blows them away and it surprises the hiring managers. They're like, what? So
okay, how do you answer the weakness question? What's your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness?
They always ask that for some reason.
I hate that. They do because they want to see how honest you are. I think we're always afraid to answer that because we're thinking, oh my God, if I tell them that I'm not good at this, are they not going to hire me for that? But I think what they're testing is your honesty. And so, I mean, most of the time you want to be honest. Well, except for certs. You don't want to be too honest. Like, I don't know, man. You got to work hard to motivate me. That would not work for you.
Okay, I'm going to help everybody out that has that's actually looking for jobs right now or might be looking in the future for that question, because I thought really long and hard about it, and I came up with an answer that years ago when I was unemployed and the unemployment office made me go to it was like a class on how to build your resume and all that. One of the things that came up was how to answer certain questions. So when they ask you, what's your like greatest asset or whatever. It's like, just tell them what you're good at. But for the weakness question, everyone's like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. I'm like, no, that sounds so pat and so insincere, and they know it. So this is the way you answer that question. I wouldn't say that I have any weaknesses per se. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some things that I'm not as good at as other things, but I don't consider them to be weaknesses. I consider them to be learning opportunities. The coach in that class loved that so much, he goes, I'm stealing that. And I'm going to teach it to every other person or every other class that I have, so every person knows that. Because they're not weaknesses. They are learning opportunities.
Yeah.
How can I improve myself in whichever area? So, like, if I don't know PowerPoint, for example, it's not a weakness, but it's a learning opportunity for me to get to know it better,
Gary says, in my line of work, the nicer I dress, the more money my clients think I have. So I wear my work clothes to all the meetings. Look, I've had friends who were in sales, and they were told, if you are going somewhere, you should. And actually, lawyers have told me this too. My personal lawyer has told me this too. What kind of car you drive and you show up in is going to directly influence that client's opinion of you and how successful they think you are. It's BS. It doesn't really, but the fact is, you need to think about how you present yourself, even so far as what kind of a car you drive. Sashi says, I can't have tats. I would be judged down here. Tats aren't looked upon kindly down here. Now, Sashi, I know you're somewhere in Asia. I forget which country it is. I know that in Japan, that is a huge one. If you, and whether it's true or not these days, there's still this idea that if you have tattoos, you're involved in organized crime. It's just an automatic assumption.
And Sasha said that it's they're usually associated with gangs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I hadn't even gotten there. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Now, Samuel Proctor is saying...
Oh, wait, here's something interesting. And then they continue with, only tribal tats are, get a pass here.
Right, because if you're a Pacific Islander and you have specific tribal tattoos, that they recognize the cultural element of that too. Samuel Proctor says, I've seen plenty of my friends and siblings wear blue jeans and khakis with a plain shirt or polo shirt and still get the job. Yeah, depends on the job, right? Because if the concept is business casual, they're still going to look at that and go, is it a t-shirt or is it a polo? Is it khakis or is it jeans? Look, I've done this many times. I've shown up in jeans, a polo shirt, a sport coat, and you guys know me. I wear a hat. So they see the hat and they're like, man, that's a good look. It's business casual, but it's taking it just a little bit farther. And yeah, they'll be cool with that. Yeah.
I want to give one tip to Samuel there, who says that been applying for jobs for months and haven't had any luck. This is a friend of mine had that problem too. So I said, here's what I want you to do the next time you go in there and you'll get the job. So hopefully this works for you. But the one thing that no one does, and that'll very much make them sit up when you say this, when they say to you, do you have any other questions? Most of the time people are like, oh, no. Or they'll say, yeah, how much you're getting paid, unless they haven't gone over that. But the one thing you want to say is, yeah, I do actually. Now that we have reviewed my resume, we've gone over everything, I want to know if you have any concerns of anything that we discussed that I can address for you right now.
Right.
And they're like,
I like that.
What? And it just kind of, they get wowed by that, like that, because they know then you want them to feel completely confident with everything you have said before you leave there. And also, people have a hard time doing this, and I did it first, but after a while, I'm like, I'm just going to keep saying this. When they say, do you have any other questions? You say yes. When can I start? You ask for it right there, right then.
I do that
say-
one.
And that one also is not something that people feel confident doing, but you're telling them, I got this. So you want to, because remember, you're selling yourself.
Exactly.
And that's the other reason why you want to look the part, is because you are selling yourself. So for you, try that, and I guarantee you'll get an offer.
Now, Samuel, what type of work are you looking for? So drop that in the chat, because my company does hire like pretty much all the time, but I work in IT certifications, so you don't necessarily have to be an IT person, because I'm not. My department is fulfillment, so like I create. You know those little codes you put in when you put something in your cart, and then you put in that special code so that you get something for free or discounted? I create those. I'm also working in a different. I'm starting to transition over to another department where I'm going to be doing. I forget what it stands for, but it's MDAP. It's something to do with medical device something certifications. So if that's a field that you're interested in, I can give you the name of my company. You can look online to see if there's anything there that strikes your fancy, and if you're qualified for it, you can apply. It's like, I'm sure you already know my real name, but if you don't, I can give you my real name, and just use me as a reference, use me as a recommendation. I'm well liked within my company, so at least it might help you get that foot in the door. So put in the chat what type of work you're looking for.
That's what I love about our community, is that we're always helping each other, whether it's to grow a channel or to help somebody do something, with what they, looking for a job or whatever. I think it's awesome. I love that.
Speaking of our community, Maria, is there anything that you can think of that you want to get across to our community that you maybe haven't in the past, or something that's been on your mind or on your heart that you've been wanting to get out there and just want to communicate?
One of the things that I've been noticing a lot in our community is that sometimes our community can be a little divided over a few things, to the point where I've seen wars going on and whatnot. Now, far be it from me to say, well, you guys better get along and stop fighting, because who am I? They're not going to listen to me. But it really breaks my heart to see people breaking up friendships and things like that. And what makes it hard is that sometimes you feel like you're in the middle, because if you want to remain friends with the both of them, you don't want the other person, why are you talking to them? I would only ask our community is to hopefully that we can learn to maybe resolve these issues on the side. It's really hard to see people posting each other's messages and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I just want us to maybe be a little more respectful to each other and stuff, because we're all here to help each other out, and we're gonna get into little tips. We're gonna, have these things, but it just really breaks my heart to see that. I don't want our community, fighting with each other over something. And then I just want our community to stay together, is all. But that's kind of what's been on my mind that I've noticed lately, is there have been some fights.
It's like,
it happens.
Kids,
But
go to your corners.
Well, I think a
Nice.
piece of advice I would give, look, be careful with the judgmental stuff, right? It's fine to have your opinions, but on the one hand, if you are the religious type, There's the whole judge not lest you be judged. And I don't think that's just, that you'll be judged by God, but remembering what goes around comes around. If you're judging people, people are going to judge you, right?
Exactly.
And even if you're not religious, hey guys, you ain't perfect neither. Just saying. Okay? There is something about you that isn't perfect. And if you think you are, you better have another think. Just saying.
I know that we all have our differences, but that's what I love about us, that we learn from each other, from our differences, different cultures and different this and different that. Not everybody's going to believe what you believe, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I just, if you don't like this particular movie or franchise or whatever, who cares? Everyone has their own opinions on everything. But that's what makes us unique from each other. If we all thought the same and felt the same, we'd be boring. We'd be bored with each other.
Amen, Maria. You strike me as a younger lady, but I think you are probably old enough that you probably would agree with me. There was a time when people that disagreed with you, you didn't automatically assume they were evil. You assumed that they probably had the same, goals in life. They still, they just came at things from a different perspective. And chances are, if you could find the middle ground, you'd both end up better off. Unfortunately, I feel like social media has made it so that, if you don't agree with me on every single thing, you are evil, and I have no business having you in my life. And, it's like, you know what? Oh my gosh. Speaking of politics, I used to be able to, if you were completely diametrically opposed to me politically, there's probably some things we probably really agree with. Probably 80% of the things we believe are probably, but there is this mindset of people that would otherwise agree with me politically who, if you support this particular person or this particular one thing that they believe or whatever, it's like, you know what? If you're looking for the one person who's going to agree with you 100%, you better run for office, because you are going to be the only person who's going to be perfect for you.
Everything. Yeah, I know. And that's why there's some things I won't touch, because we're not all going to agree.
Right.
And that's okay. And the thing that people forget is that we're doing sometimes the same thing, just differently, because we have different cultures. We were raised in different ways, different everything. Everything is different. But sometimes we may do the same thing, just differently, because, but you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, for example, like if let's just use this for an example. Let's say somebody that was raised in the country might pray one way. Somebody who was raised in Japan might pray another way. But we're all doing the same thing, just differently. And I just want us to learn from each other and allow ourselves to be different and enjoy that. That's all I want to see. Because I don't like when people fight. And also because, don't make me get on my chancla, because, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, you know what? I was seeing the time. I'm taking your guys' time up a little bit. And I gotta eat something.
I do want to say that I think that Nate probably said it best. He said, these days there is no middle ground, it's just the middle finger. Sadly, that is very, very true. We will wind it down, Maria and Gary and all the others. Super appreciate you guys all for hanging out. When we go past the 1 hour mark, it's because we're really having a lot of fun. And but we do have to rein it in. So I guess, Maria, last thoughts, anything we didn't cover that you were hoping that we'd get to tonight? And if it's more than one thing, well then darn it, that just means we got to get you back again.
Yeah, I want to discuss makeup with Maria.
I know, right? Makeup with Maria sounds like a stream.
Yeah.
Well, you'll just have to. I'm going to have you on my channel anyway. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Join me there, and we'll talk about that. I'm bigger on skincare than I am makeup, because I'm not so much a makeup gal. But we can talk about it. I know it's stuff.
There you go.
I actually went to one of my agents back, not the agent I have now, but the one back, made me go to modeling school. I'm like, modeling school? do I look like a model? Anyway, so I learned.
You
some
do look
stuff.
like a model.
Thank you. I wasn't fishing, but thank you. And I'm still stuck on Troy saying you seem like a younger person. I'm cracking up over here. Thank you so much. Should I reveal my age? I think I should.
Honestly, at this point, I'm at the point where I'm getting old enough that I just assume everyone's younger than I am.
You know what? I didn't want to say it at first because I thought that would kind of be a downfall. But you know what? Whatever. I'm going to wear it loud and proud. Look, this year I'm going to turn 55.
Hey, you look so much
So that means you're 54? I'm doing my maths.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am older than Troy. Everyone knows that. But no one knows how much older than Troy I am. I do not look my age. I'm 61.
You go, girl.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
I am 61. Well, I'll be 62 at the end of this year.
Don't ask me how old I am. Netter keeps track because I have to do maths to figure it
You
out.
were born
I
in
can
71, dear.
I was born in 71. You guys do the math. I don't remember.
2024,
I'm 50 something.
53.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Nate, you've been so complimentary tonight. Thank you so much for being complimented to Miss Knitter and myself. And thank you. And I actually am not going to be afraid of my age anymore because I've got some things in the works for us more mature women. So,
Well, when it comes to age, you should never let it trouble you because in the immortal words of Dr. McCoy, what's so troubling about not having died? Every day above ground is good, and every birthday is also good. Just gonna throw that out there.
absolutely. But thank you so much. Hopefully, I got some of my grandma's genes. I mean, she lived to what, 108?
Wow.
So, yeah. So, yeah. Mama Telly just had a birthday too, and she looks awesome. So,
I don't have any of my grandma's genes because I wouldn't fit into them.
but thank you so much. It's always a treat being with you too.
Oh, I love having you on. See, now Troy is jealous because you've been on my stream, but you haven't been on his.
Well, and
I have actually. He just forgot.
I was probably you were on for one of my birthday streams, weren't you?
I was on for a couple of. I'll have to go back and show.
Yeah, I think there were birthday streams because I was really lit on my birthday. So all my birthdays. Usually, I drink every Friday stream, but on my birthday streams, I challenge myself.
Like, tried it once, didn't pan out well. I stay away from the alcohol at live streams.
This is why I got a good team. This is why I got Aged Boomer to be my designated driver and Netter's my bouncer.
Yeah.
Sometimes she has to bounce me, so I mean, whatever. But anyway, I'm done, Netter. This is your show if you want to wrap
Are
it
you
up.
sure now, honey?
I hope so.
You can see he likes to talk.
I do like to talk. Anybody's show I'm on, I'm going to talk,
So, Maddie, what do you have coming up?
Well, I actually have, well, besides more content, which I've been cranking out like crazy, I am going to stream, like I said, I'm going to be planning that 30th subscribe, 30,000. How many am I at? I can't remember. And I'm going to have some magic. And then I have a lot of other awesome, great stuff. Let me see. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. My mind is like going crazy here.
Well, that makes it really easy. Everyone, make sure you go to Maria's channel, subscribe to Maria if you haven't already, and hit the
that
notification bell.
And
so
guys,
you always got the vids.
YouTubers aren't saying this enough. Make sure you go and consume some of that channel.
Yes.
Check out their videos, watch some, because it's not just the thumbs up and the subscriptions. It's the watch hours that are really killing us all. We're spreading ourselves so thin. I know it, but go watch something. Go pick a video and watch the thing all the way through.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, I'm sure everybody is going to really hit that bell when they start seeing Elon showing up on my channel a lot more. So, You're gonna love that.
Yeah. And if you think you're sub to someone, go back and double check that you're still sub, because
It
YouTube
doesn't
likes to
always
take those away.
stick. That's for sure.
Yeah, I found out recently I was not sub to somebody who I knew I was sub to, so I had to resub. It's crazy.
You know,
I know.
there's one last thing I want to say. We talked a lot about, physical appearances and beauty and all this kind of stuff. There's two ladies here, Lady Myst and Lady V. I've never seen what they actually look like,
No,
but they portray themselves so beautifully that I assume, because let's face it, that's a big part of being attractive is your personality, right? How you look is the least of it, right? So I know that those ladies are beautiful. Just saying. Just remember that. Keep that in mind. You present yourself in your personality. You have a beautiful personality. The rest will fall in line.
I know, absolutely. I always love that she gives me flowers, Miss Lady Mist.
Right. Right.
She always makes sure I have blue ones, because blue's my favorite color.
Absolutely.
Okay, so where do we know what's coming up for you? Troy, what do you have coming up? Actually, should we just go through the week?
I think we should keep it short. I'm just going to say tomorrow night, last call with Troy Pacelli. Give you a little. This was a boomer suggestion, and I think it was a great one, especially coming off the Canon talk last week. We're going to talk about the rise and probably fall. We're getting to the end of it, of cable television. We're old enough to remember a time before there was cable television, the first time we got cable television, and how it impacted the entertainment that we watch. I think it's going to be a lot more interesting than I'm making it sound. You might want to tune in and just check it out. I think you might enjoy it. So that's tomorrow night for me.
Yeah. And then what about your Monday night movie?
I haven't decided that yet.
Okay.
But you know what? By tomorrow night, by the end of the stream tomorrow night, maybe you guys all can help me decide what the next movie's going to be. Suggestions would be great.
We have over 1,000 movies, so pick one.
And I can very quickly get a hold of anything that I don't already have. So there you go.
And then, let's see, for me on Saturday, it's going to be on my channel for Retro Cinema, and we'll be watching... I've got The Walking Dead in my head.
Dawn of the Dead. I believe
I knew Dead was in there somewhere.
I believe it was the 2000. Is it 2004? I keep forgetting. It's 2000 something.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
And then on Thursday, back here again for Thursday Things, my guest will be Dad Man Walking 55. So I hope you all tune in for that. But of course, you know how I always end my streams. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. Hi, Sashi.
Yeah.
It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you're here, and that is so encouraging. So thank you for coming here tonight, encouraging everyone here on the panel, so me, Troy, and Maria, everyone in the chat, the way you guys talk amongst yourselves, you're greeting each other, you're lifting each other up. That's so wonderful. So thank you for that. I hope you guys have, let's see, it's the weekend upcoming, so have a great upcoming weekend. I hope to see you on Friday Night Last Call and Retro Cinema, and of course all of the other things we have coming up.
Exactly.
But until then, good night and God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.